All right, first we just need to admire how adorable my dog is sleeping right now. I love when she like puts herself on her back and just has her legs up like this and completely passed out. I just love her so much. Welcome in everyone to my reaction of episode 8 of The Last of Us. Thank you so much for being here today. This episode is one that I have been looking forward to watching ever since the news initially came out that this show was being made. And I am just so anxious but excited to see the events of the story in this particular episode. If you're new around here, my name is KL, and I have not played The Last of Us games, but I have watched plenty of playthroughs and YouTube videos of both games and the DLC, so I know the story quite well. For those of you that don't know this story, this reaction is going to be spoiler free, but if I do want to talk spoilers at any point, or if I want to make like drastic comparisons to the game, I will save that for the very end of my video, and it will be timestamped out. Don't know if that will happen in this reaction, but we'll see. As always, full-length watch-alongs and many other benefits are available over on Patreon if you'd like my content and want to support the channel. Links are where they always are. Finally, I just want to say thank you so much for watching this video today, and thank you to all of my YouTube subscribers, and thank you to everyone over on Patreon for that financial support. And with that, let's press play. Waterton! Oh my gosh! Yo, this is the Waterton town site in Alberta?
For the first heaven and the first earth were passed away.
Yeah, this is Waterton too. Oh my god. That is the perfect place to film in the winter because the whole town site is basically closed. Like all the business is shut down for the season. So that's like the perfect place to record an apocalyptic winter scene. Hi, David.
Do you remember what comes next? And God will wipe away all tears from their eyes, for there will be no more death, neither sorrow nor crying, neither will there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Do you know what that means? Good.
When can we bury him?
Hi, Troy Baker. Ugh. I'm so excited to see him in this episode.
We'll bury your father in the spring. God bless him.
I've walked down that street so many times.
How much do we have left? Venison, elk, rabbit.
Keep the whole town on rations. Maybe a week, 2 at best.
It's not very long.
Anyway,
That anyway sounded very much like Joel.
the last 6 months have been hard.
But I need to know you're with me.
Yeah.
Now go get our guns. We're going hunting.
For those of you that don't know, Troy Baker voiced Joel in the video games. That doesn't look good.
You thirsty?
Oh.
I'm gonna be right back, okay?
Ellie's gonna go hunting, I feel. You got this, Ellie. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh no. We don't need a vase full of snow. That's cold. Let a clicker all the way out. Nope. I love these shots.
No fucking way.
Yeah, girl.
Well, what do you think?
I don't see anybody.
Don't! Drop your rifles! Turn and face me. Any sudden moves, I put one right between your eyes. Ditto for Buddy Boy.
Okay, all I ask is 10 seconds of your time. I just want to
I
talk.
won't say it twice.
Please, just 10 seconds. My name is David. This is my friend James. We're from a larger group, women, children, and we're all very hungry.
I'm from a large group too.
Well, even so, you can't drag this back on your own.
That's what I was thinking.
We can trade you for some of the deer. We have, what do you need? We have boots.
Medicine?
We do. Back in our village, you're welcome to follow us.
I'm not following you anywhere. Buddy Boy can go get it. He comes back, you
Buddy
get
Boy.
half the deer. Anyone else shows up, I put
Put
one
one right
between.
between my eyes.
Bella's doing a great job of acting like nervous, but trying to be not nervous.
2 bottles and a syringe. It's not code, James. Do as I said. That's your dad's gun? You the one that's sick? I have some oil and matches in my pack. We could take shelter, start a fire.
Bring him with us.
You know, you really shouldn't be out here all on your own.
From where I'm sitting, you shouldn't be out here on your own.
Fair enough. So, what's your name? It's hard to trust strangers, I know, but I honestly mean you no harm. There's room for you in our group, if you want.
You're their leader?
Wasn't my choice.
Is this some weird cult thing?
Well, you sort of kind of got me there. I am a preacher. What?
The whole world ended and you still believe that shit.
I believing after the world ended. Before that, I was a teacher.
So you went from teacher to preacher because what, it fucking rhymes?
Yeah, exactly. And as we wandered, we picked up new people along the way until we ended up here.
Well, your luck had to run out sooner or later.
Ooh. Callback line.
I believe everything happens for a reason. We didn't expect this winter to be so cruel, so I sent 4 of our people to a nearby town to scavenge what they could, and only 3 of them came back. Turns out he was murdered by this crazy man who was traveling with a little girl. You see? Everything happens for a reason. James, lower the gun.
She is the one that killed Alec, isn't she?
She didn't kill anybody. Did you bring the medicine?
Yeah, but
Throw it to her.
David.
Back away.
You won't survive for long out there. I can protect you.
So you're just gonna let her get away?
Oh, he ate the little thing that she left.
Okay, the fuck do I put this, Joe?
Joe, where the fuck do I put this?
Oh, this is so wholesome. Joel leaning in.
Only 5 more left. What is it?
Venison.
Big one. Yes, we found a girl who was with the man who took Alec from us. When the sun rises, I'll lead a group out to pick up her trail. Won't be hard to find in the snow. And we'll bring that man to justice.
You should kill him. You should kill both of them.
Okay. Jesus. So manipulative. Hot and cold.
I know you think you don't have a father anymore, but the truth is, Hannah, you will always have a father. And you will show him respect when he's speaking.
I like how he has a ton of food and everyone else has very small portions. Figures.
If this man's not already dead, he's dangerous.
About the girl.
We bring her back with us.
We bring that girl back with us. She's just another mouth to feed.
If we leave her out here, she'll die.
Yeah, maybe that's God's will.
Uh-oh. I feel like that hit a nerve.
Joe, wake up. Joe, wake the fuck up, Joe.
He's not waking Ellie.
There are men coming, okay? I'm gonna lead them away from you. But if anybody makes it down here, you fucking kill them. You got it? Joe, do not fall asleep.
Oh, good job, Ellie.
Hey, motherfuckers!
Oh my god, Ellie, go, 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 go. Before they kill you.
Keep cutting, fuckers.
No.
I got her!
That was a bad fall. Rest in peace, horse. I forget the horse's name. I don't know if we got the horse's name. Ellie!
Two of you with me. Drag the horse. The rest of you, stay here, go door to door.
This guy doesn't seem like fully on board with everything. That, and he also seems kind of nervous as well. Come on, Joel, you gotta fuck this guy up. Yes. Yes! Stealth kill, let's go. Oh, gross. Good sound effects. Good job, Joel. Ew. It was intense. I loved that.
I started worrying you wouldn't wake up.
Let me out.
Well, that's certainly the goal.
Why am I in a cage?
Because I'm afraid of you. Why don't we just start with your name?
Eat shit.
Let me protect you.
I'm not on my own.
Right, your friend. And how is he? I can see how much you care about him. That part of your life, it's ending. And what I'm offering you is a beginning. But if you can't find a way to trust me, then yes, you are alone.
I hate David so much.
Timothy?
Yes. Let's go, Joel.
Please. I don't know any girl. Oh, Jesus! Marco!
No. He can't help you. You focus right here, or I'll pop your fucking kneecap off.
She's alive.
Where?
Oh, the town! What town? Silver Lake.
Oh my god, I love this.
It's not a real town name. It's a resort.
You're gonna point to where we are and where your resort is. And it better be the exact same spot your buddy points to.
No! No! I ain't telling you shit.
It's okay.
No.
I believe him.
No.
Oh, that scene was so good. So good. Pedro did a great job during that. That was awesome.
For what it's worth, this is just deer meat, I swear.
You're gonna chop me up into little pieces.
I'd rather not. If you want to judge me,
Judge you? You're eating people, you sick fuck!
there are only a few of us that know.
You're an animal.
Well, yes, we all are. That's sort of the point. It was a last resort. You think it doesn't shame me? You see a lot. So do I. And you know what I see when I look at you? Me. You remind me of me.
You don't know anything about me.
But I do. If I let you out of that cage right now, put that knife of yours in your hand, you'd stick me in a second.
It's not wrong.
I've always had a violent heart, and I struggled with it for a long time, but then the world ended and I was shown the truth. By cordyceps. It's fruitful, it multiplies, it feeds and protects its children, and it secures its future with violence if it must. It loves.
Ew.
Why are you telling me all of this?
Because you can handle it. I'm a shepherd surrounded by sheep, and all I want is an equal, a friend.
Nah.
What about my friend?
I can tell the others to stop looking for him.
Really?
Yes, they follow me, and they would follow us. Lord knows I could use the help. Think of what we could do together. As strong as we are, imagine the life we could give them. Imagine the life we could build.
Yes.
You little cunt.
You literally told her. She's violent.
Ellie,
What?
Tell them that Ellie is a little girl who broke your fucking finger!
How did you put it? Tiny little pieces?
Okay, now that we know what the purpose of the group is, I loved all of the shots at the start of the episode of the bowls of food. The soup when it was being made, the meat when she was carrying it out, all the food in everyone's bowls, people eating the food. I couldn't say anything until it was like shown in the episode, but in my head I was like, man, I love these shots and I love that they're putting so much focus on the food. So that was really good. I really admire how the makeup artists have made Joel look, because he looks still like he's clearly in recovery and hurting, but they made him look a bit more alive. He's like somewhere in between, and it looks very realistic. Looks like Ellie's horse. Well, both of their horse. Nasty. Yeah, that's gross.
Wait! Don't do it! Please don't do it! Please don't!
You had your chance!
No, I'm infected! And now so are you. Roll on my sleeve. Look at it. Look at it! What did you say? Everything happens for a reason, right?
No.
That looks pretty fucking real to me.
Rest in peace, James. Troy, you did a good job. I'm glad that Troy got a lot of screen time. That was excellent. And there was like 2 lines that he said that sounded a lot like his Joel voice from the video games, so that was kind of fun. Ugh, that's gross. Super gross.
There's no way out, Ellie. The doors are locked, and I have the keys.
This set looks very similar to the video game. I love it.
I know you're not infected. No one infected fights this hard to stay alive.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's a good point.
What's the secret? Or are you just that fucking special? You don't know what I could have given you if you would just let me!
This guy playing David is so scary. He's doing a good job. He's very creepy.
So I'm gonna keep you. And I'm gonna teach you. Ellie. Fuck!
Come on, Ellie. Yes, grab his. No.
Oh, I thought you already knew. The fighting is the part I like the most.
Hate this guy. Her screams, though, good God.
It's me. It's me. It's me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, baby girl. I got you. I got you.
The fact we could see his watch in that shot, though, whew, that was very intense. It was very well done. Waterton Lake is so pretty. The end. Man, that episode flew. That episode flew by so fast. All right, well, that episode was definitely the fastest feeling episode for me so far. And I think it was simply just because of how tense it felt the entire time. The acting in this episode was phenomenal, and it was so wonderful to be able to edit this a few weeks after watching the episode, just so I could revisit it with fresh eyes almost, and just kind of remind myself of exactly what happened. Everyone in this episode was excellent, but I really have to highlight Bella especially. The scenes where she was in the cage, where she was on the table, where she was slashing up David and defending herself. the screams, the visceral screams, the facial expressions, it just all felt so realistic, and it was really hard to watch. It was also so realistic at the end when Joel caught up with her and, you know, tried to tell her like, hey, it's me, and she was just reacting as if he was another man trying to grab her and bring her back into the building. Like, oh my gosh, just the way they acted that was incredible. At this point, if people don't think that Bella is still the right choice to play Ellie, I don't know what to say to that, because I think they are absolutely perfect for the role, and it just has me so excited for season 2 and what's to come. I cannot wait. The actor playing David did a really great job. Now, David is super scary in the video game, in my opinion. I like that David in the show is someone that you can kind of trust in the beginning. Like, he seems like a trustworthy individual. He seems nice. He seems friendly. He doesn't seem the way that he ends up turning out, and the actor did a really great job of playing both sides of David. I appreciate that he was different enough from the video game David. He definitely brought kind of his own vibe to the show, and I just think that the performance was really great. And then when we learn the truth about him and who he actually is, he turns into this creepy and terrifying man that you just want to die. I really appreciate that the story of The Last of Us reminds us that the infected are not the only threat in the world that we have to worry about. There are still really awful individuals out there. I really enjoyed seeing Troy Baker as James, and I'm so happy that Neil and Craig found a good role for him to play in this show, to have him involved in some way, because like I said during the reaction, he did the voice acting for Joel. I forgot to mention this, but he also did the motion capture as well. And Troy is just a very talented individual, and I really enjoyed seeing him in live action. Pedro as Joel was freaking great in this episode, and I'm so glad that we finally got to see what kind of everyone has been hinting at throughout the show. Tess, Marlene, Tommy, they've all hinted at like who Joel is and what he's capable of, and finally we get to see that in this episode. And penicillin, man, this must have been some like miracle penicillin to have him go from basically not being able to move or talk or open his eyes to then really fucking people up. The scene where he was interrogating those two men, that is such a satisfying moment in the video game, so I was very excited to see it in live action, and it did not disappoint at all. And I know it's a meme at this point, but when Pedro yells, "What town?" Oh my gosh, the way that line is delivered, absolute perfection. Now, locations. So the neighborhoods where all the houses were, where Ellie was riding the horse and the horse got shot, all of that was filmed in Okotoks, which is just south of Calgary. And then the resort was at Waterton, which I recognized right away. Waterton National Park is my favorite national park in Alberta. Yes, I like it more than Banff. I like it more than Jasper. I really just admire it because it's such a small town. Like you can easily walk around the entire thing. That's how small it is. And it's also off the beaten path by quite a bit. Like for the majority of people that live in Alberta, it's actually quite a drive to get to, including me. And so I like it for that reason. It does get pretty flocked with tourists, but not to the extent of Banff or anything. But like I said during the reaction, Waterton pretty much shuts down completely in the winter. So that is a perfect filming location. And when they announced that they were filming in Waterton, I had seen the news about it back in 2021. And I had a feeling it was for this part of the story because I already knew that Canmore was going to be Jackson. And I'm like, well, where else or why else would they be filming in Waterton then? And I knew that they were filming in winter. So put 2 and 2 together, this just made the most sense. So that's another reason why I was looking forward to this episode. Just overall, this episode was absolutely fantastic and had me so hyped for the finale. This episode brought us some more development between Joel and Ellie as well, and I'm basically just referring to that final part of the episode. We got a baby girl out of Joel, which confirms that he no longer sees Ellie as cargo, which is just so sweet. We've got that kind of father-daughter relationship like solidly established now at this point. I also really appreciate that in the moment Joel didn't ask her what was wrong, didn't ask for any details, just he knew that she had just been through shit, and all he needed to do was comfort her, and he recognized that. And so that moment was just really wonderful between the two of them. Now, I do want to talk really quickly about some differences between this episode and the video game. So if you don't want video game spoilers in any way, please skip ahead to the start of my reaction to the finale. All right, so the very end when Joel reunites with Ellie, I won't lie, immediately after watching this episode, I was slightly disappointed that it didn't stay 100% true to the way that it happens in the game. I think I felt disappointed because I personally really like when Joel bursts into the building and stops her mid-slashing David and kind of pulls her off of him, and then does the whole comforting thing, calls her baby girl, hugs her, blah, blah, blah. It's just a really nice moment. They're still inside the building. We've got the warm light from the flames of the building burning. It's just a really great moment. But then I thought about it some more. I went and watched the scene from the video game on YouTube, and then I rewatched the scene from the TV show, and my feelings changed. But then I pulled up the scene from the video game on YouTube and I watched it. And then I pulled up the episode again and I rewatched that whole ending section to just like directly compare, and my feelings changed. And especially now, I feel the complete opposite. I actually think it was a great choice to show that Ellie can 100% defend herself if she needs to, and that she doesn't need Joel. I especially loved the close-up zoom on her face as she was slashing him. And then I also like that once she finished, the camera just kind of stayed on her for a few seconds as she kind of just took in some deep breaths and kind of went like, whew, okay, he's dead. You know what I mean? I also like that they showed her getting herself out of the building and just breathing in that cold, fresh winter air and just trying to like calm herself down. I do like that Joel came up after the fact and found her while she was outside. I like that we got kind of some additional trauma showing by him, you know, trying to let her know, hey, it's me, and she was just losing her mind because she just made the assumption that it was another man. I don't know, the change to just have that scene be fully about her, I really agree with for the TV show. Don't get me wrong, I still love the scene in the video game, and I always will. I think that both scenes fit the mediums that they were done for. And with all of that out of the way, that wraps up my thoughts on episode 8, so it's time for the finale, episode 9. Here we go. I knew we were not going to get the credits in this episode right away. I had a theory about how this episode was going to start, and I am correct. Hello, Ashley Johnson. Good to see you. Ashley Johnson was the voice actor for Ellie in the games. Is she being chased by infected? Sounds like it. I hope there's no infected in this house. I see the firefly symbol on the silo.
It's me! Anyone?
Because she uses her real voice for Ellie in the video games, that's all I'm hearing right now. Oh no. No. Jesus. Imagine being in labor and also having to fight one of those at the same time. No. Emotional.
Yeah, you tell her. You fucking tell Melly.
That was my favorite opening scene out of the whole show. We had warm weather this weekend and I was craving an ice cap tonight, so decided to treat myself. Except Timmy's has the shittiest paper straws of life, so I have to use my own. Hi, Marlene. Does this mean we're seeing an infected Ellie mom? I hope not. Did they get here in time? I hope they did. Okay, well, singing's a good sign.
Anna?
It's not your fault.
We were delayed getting out of the zone.
She's hungry. She needs to be fed, and I didn't want to nurse her. I cut it before I was bit. Before. I want you to take her with you to Boston.
I can't do that.
And I want you to give her this. Her name is Ellie.
I can't.
How long have we known each other?
Our whole lives.
So you pick her up, and then you kill me. please,
No.
please, 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 Marlene!
Cover her ears.
Whew. That was heavy.
Ellie! I found this in there. Beefaroni, Chef Boyardee.
Oh, cool.
Have you ever played this? Boggle? It's a word game.
Oh, Joel's like trying.
Hospital that way. Maybe the one we're looking for.
Got it.
And you can tell Ellie's still traumatized by last episode, the events of last episode. I wonder how much time has passed. I don't know if they're keeping like the exact same timeline as in the game.
They had a guitar in that RV. Maybe I should find one. I haven't played in forever. In fact, I was thinking maybe I could teach you. I bet you'd be great at it. You want to learn how to play guitar? Ellie?
Oh, yeah. That'd be great.
Okay, so this is what I'm thinking.
Cut through that building to get around that stuff, find a skyscraper, go up and look around.
Actually, this time I was thinking we blast our way through that rubble. I found some dynamite in that RV back there.
Really?
No, so we're gonna cut through that building, find a skyscraper, go up and look around. I had you going, didn't I?
Oh, he's like trying to joke with her to make her feel better, but I don't know if that's working.
No way up. If I get you up there, you can drop that ladder down. Maybe we go through that way. Come on, I'll give you a boost. You okay?
Yeah, fine.
Just you kind of seem extra quiet today, so.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Boost. Got it.
1, 2, up! You got it?
Yeah.
Good teamwork.
Whoa. Up here!
Yes, thank you for putting this in the show.
Don't scare it.
I won't.
What are you doing?
It's all right. Can you hurry up? Come on.
Hey there.
The way Joel's looking at her.
Oh, where's she going? Come on, come on, come on, come on!
Just go, Joel. You just gotta go.
Is it everything you hoped for?
It's got its ups and downs. But you can't deny that view.
Look, I don't know exactly where this hospital is.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Maybe there's nothing bad out there, but so far there's always been something bad out there.
We're still here, though.
I know. I'm only saying there's risk. We don't have to do this. I want you to know that.
What do you mean? What else are we supposed to do?
Nothing. We just go back to Tommy's. We forget about the whole damn thing.
After all we've been through, everything I've done, it can't be for nothing. I know you mean well. I know you want to protect me. You have. And when we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Tommy's, Sheep Ranch, the moon. I'll follow you anywhere you go. But there's no halfway with this. We finished what we started.
That was a great scene. Starting with the giraffe, ending there. That was perfect the whole way through. Oh, this is a parking lot in Calgary that they set up with all these tents and beds and things. Yeah, I saw pictures of this when they were filming it.
Is this a Fedra thing?
No. Army. They put these places up all around. Emergency medical camps. They had me in one just like this.
With Sarah?
No, she was gone already.
So what was wrong with you?
Just for this.
The guy who shot and missed. I figured that would have happened later.
Second day.
Well, I gotta hand it to the Army people. They were way better at stitching you up than I was.
It was me. I was the guy who shot and missed. There's no story. Sarah died, and I couldn't see the point anymore. And I wasn't scared either. I was ready. I couldn't have been more ready.
Then when I went to pull the trigger, I flinched. Still don't know why. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you all this
I
is...
know why you're telling me all this.
Yeah, I reckon you do.
So time heals all wounds, I guess.
It wasn't time that did it.
I'm glad that didn't work out.
Me too.
That was really great. Visible emotions from both of them, but not like letting it out, really. Oh wow, Joel, you're in the mood for puns. We love it.
People are making apocalypse jokes like there's no tomorrow. Too soon?
No, it's topical.
Oh, I love this one. Moon rocks taste better than Earth rocks. Why? Because they're meteor.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh,
That's
fuck you. That was actually good.
That's a 0 out of 10.
All right. What did the green grape say to the purple grape? Breathe, you idiot.
No, behind you, behind you, behind you, behind you, behind you. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. No. Damn it. Excellent camera work to just flash his watch really quickly, I noticed. Always about that watch.
Welcome to the Fireflies.
Hi, Marlene.
You got hit pretty hard. Patrol didn't know who you were.
Where's Ellie?
She wasn't hurt.
Where is she?
We lost half our crew crossing the country. How'd you do it?
It was all her. She fought like hell to get here.
She would have been dead on day one. You are the one person I never wanted to be in debt to. But I owe you. We all owe you.
Just take me to her.
I can't. She's being prepped for surgery.
What surgery?
Our doctor, he thinks that the cordyceps in Ellie has grown with her since birth.
Why is she in surgery?
It produces a kind of chemical messenger. It makes normal cordyceps think that she's cordyceps. It's why she's immune. He's going to remove it from her, multiply the cells in a lab, produce those chemical messengers, and then we can give it to everyone. He thinks it could be a cure, Joel.
Cordyceps grows inside the brain.
It does.
Find someone else.
There is no one else. We didn't tell her. We didn't cause her any fear. There won't be any pain.
No, you take me to her. You take me to her right now! Please, you don't understand.
I do. I was there when she was born, Joel. I promised her mother that I would save her child. I promised. I'm the only one who understands. I'm sorry. I have no other choice.
I do.
Walk him out to the highway. Leave him there with his pack. Give him this. If he tries anything, shoot him.
She won't even let him see her to like, I mean, if he didn't tell Ellie, then it wouldn't be goodbye. But like, not even gonna let him see? Joel's brain is this.
The fuck are you doing? Keep walking. I said keep walking.
I don't have time for this.
The filming here is awesome. And the way Joel looks, awesome. I also appreciate the music, the theme going on right now with everything else muffled. Ooh, that was close. I kind of appreciate that instead of this being like super, super tense and loud, this music keeps things calm. I don't know, I like the vibe. Her face is like determined, worried, scared, like all at once.
Unhook her.
How did you get in here?
I said unhook her.
I won't let you take her.
Unhook her. Move!
Oh my god.
Cover her arm. Fast. Turn around.
I feel like the moment that Ellie told him, I'll follow you anywhere, wherever you want to go, Pedro acted like a subtle facial expression change there. And I didn't want to say anything in that moment, but that line just sticks out to me so much in this whole episode so far.
You can't keep her safe forever. No matter how many people you kill, she's gonna grow up, Joel. And then you'll die, or she'll leave. Then what? How long till she's torn apart by infected or murdered by raiders? Because she lives in a broken world that you could have saved.
Maybe, but it isn't for you to decide.
Or you. So what would she decide, huh? Because I think she'd want to do what's right. And you know it. It's not too late. Even now, even after what you've done, we can still find a way.
Oh, Joel.
What?
It's all right. You're with me. They were running some tests on you. And some others. Turns out there's a whole lot more like you. People that are immune. Dozens of them. The doctors, they couldn't make any of it work. They've actually... They've stopped looking for a cure. Raiders attacked the hospital. I barely got you out of there.
Are people hurt?
Well.
Yes.
Is Marlene okay?
I'm taking us home. You'd just come after her.
Oh, all right. Hey, look at that shot of the three sisters. They look so good. Kananaskis, you're beautiful as always.
Well, she got us close enough. We gotta walk the rest of the way. Probably about a 5-hour hike, but we can manage that.
Yeah.
Well, Sarah and I used to hike like this all the time. That girl, she'd see a big rock and just, she would have liked you. Not to say the two of you are the same, but no, you're not.
Oh, I want to know what trail they're on. They're just outside of Canmore, I think.
Do you know why I think she'd like you?
Why?
Because you're funny. I think you would have made her laugh.
This is wholesome. I love that Joel is like really opened up now.
Not much further now.
Hey, wait. Back in Kansas City, you asked me about the first time I killed someone. When I got bit in the mall, I wasn't on my own. My best friend was there. And she got bit too. We didn't know what to do, and she says, we can just wait it out, be all poetic, and just lose our minds together. And then she did, and I had to. Her name was Riley, and she was the first to die. And then it was Tess, and then Sam.
That's not on you.
I know.
Look, sometimes things don't work out the way we hope. You can feel like you've come to an end, and you don't know what to do next. But if you just keep going, you find something new to fight for. And maybe that's not what you want.
Swear to me. Swear to me that everything you said about the Fireflies is true.
I swear.
Okay.
All right, well, this episode was the shortest out of the whole show by quite a bit, and I won't lie, I do think this episode could have been a little bit longer, but I won't be here being all nitpicky about it because overall I did really enjoy this episode a lot, and I generally have no complaints about what transpired in the episode. The opening scene before and after the opening credits was absolutely wonderful, and I am so happy that Ashley Johnson was cast as Ellie's mom, Anna. That is the absolute perfect casting because Ashley Johnson did the voice acting and the motion capture for Ellie in the video games, and because Ashley used her real voice for Ellie, every time I hear Ashley speak or anything, I hear Ellie. So that was kind of a trip to hear Ellie, but it's not Ellie. And I didn't recognize this until the episode was actually watched, but I didn't ever think that Ashley and Bella looked alike until I saw Ashley in this episode. And another moment where I thought that Bella really looks like Ashley is at the end of episode 8 when she is slashing up David. The way her face looks in that scene looks a lot like Ashley. So honestly, just great casting of Bella in hindsight. I'm really happy that we got some context on Ellie's immunity, or at least like the suspected cause of Ellie's immunity through the umbilical cord, with Anna being bitten as she was giving birth. Anna fighting the infected off was a really great scene that felt genuinely terrifying and so scary. So just great job to both actors on that. And the scene also gave us context on how Ellie and Marlene knew each other, or rather how Marlene knew Ellie, because in episode 1, Ellie did not recognize Marlene, didn't know who she was. And to be honest, that's actually the one thing that kind of bothers me about Marlene when she tells Joel that like she understands where he's coming from because she was there when she was born. Like, okay, so what? You literally dumped Ellie in Fedra school and then fucked off. Like, did not have a relationship with her, because in episode 1, we see that Ellie didn't know who Marlene was, and even kind of made the guess that like, are you my fucking mom or something? And Marlene was like, do I look like your mom? Right? So in my opinion, like, no, Marlene doesn't understand fully, like, just because you were there when she was born and then kind of like watched over her whole life so far, like, doesn't mean that you have the same involvement that Joel has, where Joel and Ellie have literally spent 24 hours a day, 7 days a week together for months at this point, right? He is actively taking care of her and protecting her. Like, you cannot tell me that those two are the same. But with that, I would love to know your thoughts about that, so let me know below. A huge highlight for me in this episode was the conversation between Ellie and Joel. The conversation where he admitted to her that he had actually tried to take his own life instead of it being a guy who shot and missed. I'm just really happy that Joel has gotten to the point where he's comfortable opening up emotionally to her. And the acting between Bella and Pedro in that scene was just absolutely fantastic. The facial expressions alone said so much without saying anything at all. And I also really love that they basically told each other that they loved each other, but they did it in their own way, because to me, I feel like both Joel and Ellie are people that would not be comfortable actually saying those words. And there's a lot of people out there that feel uncomfortable saying those 3 words. And so we have other ways of communicating it by either saying different things or showing love, right? So for Joel to say it wasn't time that did it, and then for Ellie to say, I'll follow you wherever you go, those 2 lines to me are the equivalent of them saying, I love you. And I also think that the moment Ellie said that, Joel all of a sudden realized, like, well, this is it. This is my life now. She is my kid, and we're gonna live the rest of our lives together. And ultimately, that's what drives him at the end of this chapter of the story to do what he did, to take her off of that hospital bed and take her away from the Fireflies and back to Jackson. At this point, she is literally everything to him, and he cannot lose another kid. Now, I'm not a parent, and I personally don't agree with Joel's actions in this story. However, I completely understand where he's coming from, and I understand why he does what he does. And I think it's okay to disagree with what someone does as long as you understand like what drove them to do it, and you understand kind of just where they're coming from. What really stands out for me is that Ellie was given a choice back in episode 6 directly from Joel, and then in this episode we kind of see him try and give her a choice again, and she tells him like, no, we're finishing what we started. We didn't come all this way for nothing. I didn't go through hell for nothing. Now, to be fair, she did decide that, assuming that she was just gonna have some things drawn and then her and Joel could go back to Jackson and on their merry way. The Fireflies choosing to not inform Ellie or Joel about what exactly needed to happen is just such a big fault, and I do not like Marlene for that at all. Marlene choosing to withhold that information for Ellie's own safety, even though it's been clearly demonstrated at this point that Ellie is fully capable and she has a brain that is older than her age and she has been through hell, and I think that Ellie is fully capable of digesting this information and making a choice. So for Marlene to just assume that she is safer without the knowledge, I don't know. It's a messy situation. I do not like Marlene for any of that at all. I think that Ellie should have been given the choice to consent. Joel should have also been informed, and the 2 of them could have decided together, but ultimately, in my personal opinion, the decision should stay with Ellie. But again, Marlene deciding to withhold this information and then reveal it to Joel after Ellie had already been taken away, again, it makes sense why Joel did what he did. I feel like so many parents, if not all parents, would react that way. With how this part of the story ends, everyone always asks, which side are you on? Are you on Joel's side? Are you on the Firefly side? And I am firmly neither of their sides. I am Team Ellie over here. I truly believe that if Ellie had been fully informed of exactly what was going to go down, I still think that she would have agreed to go ahead with it. I think that Ellie would not really have hesitated to sacrifice herself, and the show did a really great job of showing us that along the way. We saw Ellie be really upset with Tess's death, death, we saw her really be upset with Sam's death because of the fact that she actually tried to save Sam because she knows that her blood is medicine. And we also saw her react very strongly when her and Riley got bit because she knew that that would mean death. And then she went through that hell where Riley ended up turning and she didn't. She was forced to kill her best friend, who she had literally just kissed for the first time and admitted her feelings for. So it was basically like losing your partner. Basically, Ellie's lost a lot of people and she doesn't want to lose any more people. And we can sit here all day and debate the logistics of whether the Fireflies could actually make a cure or not. But at the end of the day, it's all about trying to get a cure made for this infection. And you could see in the scene with them in the car, Ellie was heckin' disappointed. And you could see that when they were walking on the trail, and especially at the end where she interrupts Joel and says, "Swear to me," right? Like, I think at that point, you can tell that Ellie knows. You can tell that Joel, like, she knows that Joel has kind of fabricated up this lie. At least this is the way that I've always read that scene. To me, in both the video game and this show, I personally think it's clear that Ellie knows that he's lying. And I think that her long pause after he says, "I swear," her long pause where she kind of just stands there and thinks about it for a sec, and then she finally says, "Okay," that to me is her digesting that Joel is like staying true to this lie and that he actually isn't willing to tell her the truth. And to me, her saying okay is her acceptance of that lie, but also kind of just going like, great, this is not going to be the same. Like, this relationship is not going to be the same that it was because of this lie. That's how I've always read it anyway, but I would love to know your thoughts below. Personally, I am so happy that Neil and Craig decided to make the end of this season literally exactly the same way that it is in the game, because it is such a powerful ending to me. I think that it wraps up this part of the story really nicely, but it also leaves us a really big cliffhanger for coming back to the second part of the story. It gets people to come back to go like, well, what the heck is gonna happen? Another big highlight for me in this episode was Joel's absolute rampage through the hospital, and I really love the stylistic choices that they made with that. The slowed down Last of Us theme playing in the background, the muffled down gunshots and screaming and all that stuff, like just making that a lot quieter. It was hauntingly beautiful. It was a hauntingly beautiful scene of murder, mass murder. And that kind of wraps up my thoughts on this finale, and we are done season 1. And oh my gosh, I truly cannot pick a favorite episode of this season at all. I personally think that there were just so many great moments spread throughout so many of these episodes. It's just so hard to pick a favorite. But if you have a favorite episode, please let me know below. I'm so excited to hear your thoughts. And I am also so excited for season 2, and now I have to exercise patience on waiting for season 2. I have mentioned this before, I think, but if not, the events of the second game are my favorite. I am one of those that firmly loves the second game and the story that is in the second game. The second game is a little bit controversial. There's a lot of people that just really love the first one and love it so much that they just don't really have anything good to say about the second game. I am not one of those people. I absolutely love the second game, and I am so excited to see it in live action and see what they do with it. I'm so excited for Pedro and Bella to come back into these roles, and I'm not going to spoil anything about the second game. I don't want to do any kind of that in this video today, but yeah. Now, as a heads up, I will be doing first playthroughs of both of the Last of Us games. That will happen over on my gaming channel, Kale Plays, which currently, at the time of recording this, does not have any content on it yet, but it will soon. And in addition to those games, I'm also going to be putting out first playthroughs of Red Dead Redemption 2 and Horizon Zero Dawn. Both of those games, I do not know the story whatsoever. Like, the Last of Us games, those will be first playthroughs, but I do obviously know the story of both. But there's a lot of other narrative RPGs that I want to play where I just don't know anything. So those will be going on the channel. If you're interested, subscribe. Link will be down in the description. And with that, I am so excited to turn it to you now for you to leave your comments down below. I cannot wait to hear what you think about both of these episodes, episodes 8 and 9. Mostly I want to hear your thoughts on Joel and the Fireflies and Ellie with the whole little thing happening at the end in the hospital. I would love to know kind of how you see all of that. I assume that many of you agree with Joel and side with him, you know, and that's totally fine. And then I'm interested if there's any more people like me that thinks that it really should have just been Ellie's choice in the end. So please leave your comments below. I am so excited to read them. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you to everyone for being subbed here on YouTube, and thank you to everyone over on Patreon as well for the financial support. And with that, if you're not yet subbed, please click here to do so. And if you want to keep on watching something, please click over here, and we will see you in the next reaction video, which is Smokey and the Bandit. Thank you again so much, and take care, everyone. Bye for now.